avec cette fierté, effectivement, pour votre nouveau chapitre, c'est important. Un moment qui est l'une des traditions de ces soirées, de ces Commencement Day. C'est, Vincenzo en parlait, un invité d'honneur, un ou une invitée d'honneur. Cette année, c'est un invité d'honneur. Ce sont toujours des alumni de l'ESSEC qui partagent ce nouveau chapitre avec vous. Et Vincenzo, vous le disiez, c'est le directeur général de L'Oréal qui est avec nous ce soir, monsieur Nicolas Hieronimus. Merci de l'accueillir, s'il vous plaît.
Bonsoir. Hello, everyone. My first word for the parents, because I must tell you something. Last year, l'année dernière, j'étais là-haut, c'était à la salle Pleyel, because my son was graduating from the ESSEC Central Supélec Entrepreneur Master. I see the guys over there. Yeah. The noisy ones. Et je sais que pour les parents qui sont là, c'est au fond très très long pour avoir, comme au spectacle de l'école quand vos enfants étaient petits, ces 30 secondes où vous allez apercevoir votre enfant sur l'écran et le reste du temps paraît très très long. Alors je vais essayer d'être bref. And I will switch to English so that everybody can understand. I'm very happy to be with you, and I'm very happy to see this incredible crowd that is so diverse, with all nationalities, genders, origins, and it makes me really, really happy. This afternoon, we had the international conference of L'Oréalians here in Paris at the Louvre, and it's the same. It's 90 nationalities, everybody mixing together and showing the strength of humanity, and I think it's a fantastic lesson. So today is the day when you graduate, and now I'm talking to the students. I didn't have a ceremony like this 40 years ago when I graduated from ESSEC, so enjoy it and be proud, because you've graduated from a fantastic school with incredible values and perspective offered to you, and I want personally to give you a fantastic round of applause. Bravo à tous. So I guess it's the end of a great moment, a great time when you, of course, you studied, you worked, but you partied, you met each other, maybe you met a lover, a partner, a future husband or wife. Who knows? And today it's the end of this great history, the great moment of your life, and as Saint-Exupéry said it in The Little Prince, the end of one thing marks the beginning of another, which is why I like this name, Commencement Day, for a graduating ceremony. It's the beginning of the rest of your life, and I must say, I understand what Vincenzo said. It's probably a time when you're asking yourself a lot of questions, where you're a bit scared of what you see outside. It's true that the world looks more like a headless chicken, going in all directions, with lots of uncertainties, volatility, tweets, and of course, geopolitical tensions. We had a pandemic, and we've got this incredible acceleration of technology that offers many possibilities, but also a few scares. So I'm going to try to give you not advices, because I guess you see me today as someone graduated 40 years ago, having done all his career in a big company, which is kind of, when you hear students today, it seems like sometimes the evil. And I've been 38 years in the same company. I've climbed the ladder and became the CEO. And today it's kind of an obsolete model. You're all going to do different things. You're going to start startups like my son. You're going to probably work in few companies, some in NGOs, and you will all want to do something which is to have an impact on the world. And I will give you 3 advices to have this impact in this world that is indeed very challenging, but it's also full of opportunities, full of possibilities for people like you who have been trained, who have a passion, and who have the desire to make an impact. So I will give you 3 advice. The first advice is the product placement moment. Because last year, when my son graduated, the guest that was here was actually advocating for absolutely not going to work in a big company. So this is revenge time. And I'm going to tell you why you should. Because you can change the world in a big company. Actually, it's probably one of the best places to do it, as long as a few conditions are met. The first one, of course, is you have to choose a domain, a company that attracts you, but where entrepreneurship is respected and valued. A company where your freedom to be creative, to propose ideas, and to make them come true is respected. Entrepreneurship is the basis for change. Then you have to join a company that has values, that believes in ethics, that believes in equity, in diversity, in inclusion, that believes that it has a duty to the world, not just to its shareholders. I think L'Oréal is a company like this, and it's not enough, but it is a very important thing. And then why are big companies the great way to change the world? It's because of scale. I know that every individual can do a little thing, but when the leader of a market, be it cosmetics, be it other industries, feels compelled, because it has values, to change the world, to move the world, it can make it happen. Because we have the scale, because when you're the leaders and you make a move, eliminating plastic, reducing packagings, transforming your formulas, all the contenders are forced to follow you. And then, of course, you have the money to fund accelerators, to find sustainable solutions, which is what we do at L'Oréal. So in the end, my point is that if some of you are tempted to change the world, join a big company, it also works, but I guess startups are a great place to do it too. The second point I want to make is, going back to values, is to talk about human qualities. We live in a world where everything we hear about is AI. There's even a company which CEO is an AI. I've been offered to interact with it, which of course I refused, in case it was much more intelligent than me. But I don't believe that you can really, truly rule a company, a country with AI. Of course, AI will augment you, but AI likes one thing, which is, I think, very important, and that's my second advice. I invite you to believe in and to trust its intuition. It's a very unique human characteristic. It's not just gut feeling. It's based on, everything you've learned, you lived through, and you've processed without knowing it, and that you can't teach a computer. For me, AI is a fantastic tool, and we use it every day, but it's like IQ without EQ. And emotions are what allow you to be creative, to invent new ways, to want to make a change, to want to change the world. And I think it's a fantastic thing to trust your intuition. So believe me, I've done it many times in my career when data, algorithm, facts were telling me go that way, and my guts or my intuition or my emotions were leading me there, and I trust my intuition. It made a difference. And the fact that we are here in the Philharmonie is really, I think, a way to remind us that the greatest masterpieces, the best musics, have been created by people with a soul. And I think it has to continue that way. And the third comment, or the third advice I'd like to give you is if you want to enjoy your life and your career at the same time, you have to be a CEO from day one, but not a chief executive officer, a chief energy officer. You have to be your own chief energy officer because, and I can tell you that from my 61 years of age, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And therefore, your ability to recharge, to recover, to find ways to let your mind flow away from the duties of your job is super important. I believe truly that running a business, be it a startup or a big company, is like high competition sports. You have to perform, you have to train and learn, but you also have to recharge. And I can tell you that personally, I pay a lot of attention to recharging, to doing sports, to going to concerts. I'm going happily to see the Dua Lipa concert tomorrow. To go to exhibition. Yeah, she's one of our spokespeople, so I get to have a drink with her, which is pretty nice. Sorry about that. Another reason to join a big company, by the way. Anyway, recharge, protect your energy, be your chief energy officer. So to conclude in this, because I want to be sure that you have time with your parents to have a drink at the end and not to spend too much time listening to me, but going back to Vincenzo's points, the world is in a tough moment, but there are generations that have worked together, lived together, seen the power of diversity and of sharing values and sharing objectives that will make this world better. And they will be empowered by incredible technologies and not dominated by these technologies. So you are this generation that will be the regeneration generation. You will regenerate the world, regenerate the humanity that lies in all of you. And for that, I thank you very much, and I wish you a fantastic evening, and more importantly, a great, great personal and professional life. Thank you so much.